Working with MicroStation tools comprises of three main steps: selecting a tool, changing the tool settings, follow status bar prompts to use the tool. Before we go through the steps in working with tools, let me explain the nuances of using the mouse buttons in MicroStation. The mouse is the main input device for MicroStation's user interface. When working with MicroStation tools, a left button click or data button click is referred to as entering a data point. Selecting tools and menus is done by using the data button. The data button is also used to enter points and to place and manipulate elements in the design or drawing, and to confirm input. The data button is considered the yes button. For example, yes, this is the tool I want to use, or yes, I want to enter a point here, here, and here. The right mouse button is called a reset. You can use the right button to back up a step during an operation or to end an operation. This is similar to AutoCAD when you set the right button as an enter button to complete a command. The right button can be considered the no button. In this CAD Manager's tip, I want to go over how to configure the mouse buttons before moving on to the next section. Now, you might be asking yourself, why do I need to change the mouse buttons? Let me just say that out of the box, the default button setup isn't like other CAD programs, so let me explain the differences and how to change it. The main difference is how the middle button is set up. By default, the middle wheel is only set up for zooming in and out by scrolling the wheel back and forth. Pretty standard. Now, if you want to use the middle wheel as a button for snapping like AutoCAD, you won't be able to unless you do the following. Continuing in the module 1-1.dgn file, let's change the middle wheel button. MicroStation's default out-of-the-box object snapping is set up to a left button, right button chord, which means you have to select both buttons at the same time for snapping to engage, and for some it can be real awkward at first. So let's configure the middle wheel button for snapping instead of the left-right button chord. From the MicroStation interface, go to the main menu at the top, then go to Workspace, and navigate down to Button Assignments. Once the Button Assignments window opens, select Remap Buttons. Select Tentative from the list of button options. Once it has been selected correctly, the tentative option will be highlighted, and also notice that the default invoked by is set to left button, right button chord, which is what we're going to update next. Now hover the mouse pointer over the button definition area and hit the middle wheel button. You will notice that the tentative invoke by will change to middle button. Select OK, then select OK button again at the main button assignments window for all changes to stick. This concludes this CAD Manager's tip on how to configure the mouse buttons. Again, working with tools comprises of selecting a tool, changing the tool settings, and following status bar prompts. So let's continue working in the module 1-1.dgn file and go over a few tools for you to get the hang of the workflow. Let's select the Smart Line tool from the task dialog. You will see that the tool settings window has changed to reflect the additional options for Smart Line placement. For now, let's just leave the settings as is and now focus on what the status bar is telling us what to do next. The status bar is saying to enter first vertex, so go ahead and pick a point on the screen. The status bar is now telling us to enter next vertex or reset to complete. Now this is where the yes or no comes into play. If you select another placement point with the left button, you are telling MicroStation, yes, I want to enter a point here. Hit the reset button to complete the command. Select Smart Line tool again. If you aren't happy with the location of the original starting point, and before you select another point, you can hit the right button to reset the command, which is telling MicroStation, no, I want to reset and start over. Notice that after selecting the reset button, that the Smart Line is still active in the status bar so no need to select the SmartLine tool icon from the task dialog. Go ahead and select another point, enter next vertex, and again, hit the reset button to complete the command. Now let's go over the tools workflow again, and let's draw a rectangle, aka a block, in MicroStation language. Select Place Block from the task dialog. After selecting Place Block tool, you can place the block using two different methods. Method number 1. You can enter the first point, then modify tool settings if needed, and then enter opposite corner to end command. Or method 2, with Place Block tool still active, now you can modify the tool settings first. So let's go to the File Type option and select Opaque. Go to Fill Color and select Color Red. Enter the first point, and then enter opposite corner to end the command. And now you have a block filled with the color red. Now that you have drawn a few elements, let's go over the different ways to delete. There are 4 ways to delete an element. Number 1, use the Delete Element tool. Number 2, use Keyboard Delete button. Number 3, Control Z, which is the keyboard shortcut for undo. And number 4, go to the main menu, select Edit, and then select Undo, which is the option at the top. So let me show you where to find the Delete Element tool. Again, you can use the keyboard to delete by using the Delete button and Control Z, which is the Undo command. Let's go over to the Task dialog on the left. You will see a red X towards the right of the main toolbox. This is the Delete Element tool. It's pretty basic. Select the Delete Element tool. Identify element you want to delete. In this case, select one of the blocks you drew earlier, and element disappears. This concludes working with tools. See you in the next video.